Alright guys, what's going on? So, we got a brand new Ninja Turtles episode. Actually, in fact, it's a brand new Ninja Turtles special. So, if you saw my other, my reviews for Season 4, the one thing I kept complaining about was we never really got an hour special. The last time we got an hour special was the season finale of Season 3. And so over here, Season 5, our second story, and we got the hour special of When Worlds Collide. And I couldn't be excited for it. And also, so as another note, if you guys seen my Season 5 review for the first 4 episodes for Convaxis, I said it was actually really cool to see it all in one sitting as before the episodes aired. We actually had it on DVD. It was actually really cool as Nickelodeon put these 2 episodes together to represent this story for the storyline Worlds Collide, and it was really good to actually see it into a sitting. And like I said, it was actually really refreshing to see an hour special. And Raphael, what are you doing?
Trying to contact Mona Lisa.
Mona! Hello, Raphael.
You're trying to contact Mona Lisa.
Yes, yes. Hi, Mona Lisa. Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes, I have a call.
Yeah, you have a call?
Yes, it's Mona Lisa. Yes.
Are you done?
Yes, I have to make my rocket.
Oh, okay. So Raphael's gonna go make a rocket ship. What's actually nice about this episode is it's almost like a follow-up to the Season 4 space arc, as we see the return of the Salamandrians. And not only do we see a return of the Salamandrians, we also see a return of Neutralizer, as he's pretty much the main villain. What's actually really cool, so in the opening of this episode, we have a depressed Raphael because he's seeing his other turtles with their little loves or crushes, more like crushes at this point. Nothing's really established as relationships for any of these turtles. But it's kind of weird in the beginning. We actually get a scene where Donatello and April are kind of flirting, and that was really out of character for April, I guess, because since Casey Jones is not our scene in this episode, I guess she had to flirt with somebody. But for story's sake, I understand why they decide to just pair them up temporary for this episode. We also see Leonardo and Karai kind of doing their thing, even though technically they're brother and sister, but they're not blood related. They're not even species related. And with Michelangelo, actually, is the real treat. We actually see him talking to Renette.
Does this mean we're in a long-distance relationship?
And I was actually really happy about this because ever since we got introduced to Shin Megami, they've been kind of leaning him towards her, and it was actually nice to see that, Renette's still in the picture with him and everything. She doesn't have a speaking role, so, they don't have to credit Ashley Johnson or pay her for the episode. Why are you knocking down a robot, Raphael?
I'm just trying to make my rocket.
You're trying to make your rocket?
Yes, I have to go to see Mona Lisa.
You have to go and see Mona Lisa.
How I have missed you, Raphael.
So here we see, we see the return of Mona Lisa, we see the return of Sal Commander, and Sal Commander actually reveals that Neutralizer was the one who took off his eye. All 3 characters have real names, and I cannot tell you for the life of me I can't even say how to pronounce the names. Just the nicknames that Michelangelo gave the 3. I'm just gonna go with them. All right, and if you guys actually know what their names is off the top of your head, and can say it perfect, kudos on you. Just putting that out there. So, it's an hour special, Nickelodeon. What a Nickelodeon hour special really means is that they took 2 episodes and they put it together. And they usually call it a movie. I can't remember if they marketed this one as a movie or not, but I know they marketed it as a special at least. So the first half, we kind of have the Turtles going against Neutralizer. As he's going against Neutralizer, it's more kind of a Terminator type setting where the turtles are being overpowered by him because he has like these crazy new abilities on teleport places, do some shocking things, and you know, there's at one point, even one of the turtles looks like they meet their demise and everything, and that actually gets resolved actually in the second half. And then when we get to the second half, like it really shifts over, and so it's just over more into like this invasion type setting, almost kind of like the season 2 finale when the Cranes were taking over New York. We have that kind of stuff, like, you know, I had a very like Independence Day, even Starship Troopers kind of vibe, especially Starship Troopers. If you see like the enemy that actually comes down and like what kind of enemies they are. Now, we don't get introduced to anyone new, so that means the person that Neutralizer was actually working with is actually someone we're familiar with who was actually introduced. Now, I will kind of say this because I don't want to give things away, especially I want you guys to actually watch the episode and everything. But this character, I felt like there were some secrets about him and everything in other episodes, and I really wish they kind of explored more into like what he is and more of his secrets. We don't get really any of that. I mean, it's more of a revenge story because he's going to Earth to obviously go against the Turtles for what the Turtles did to him back in season 4.
Okay, this is my plan. First, we all have to go this way. We have to make the rocket. We sit on the rocket and we shoot. And then we all go and help Mona Lisa. Do you like my plan?
And that's pretty much his whole motivation. As I mentioned before, one of the turtles, like, it almost looks like, you know, his meet his demise. Second half, that kind of gets like quickly resolved. It's not really a shocker. I've mentioned this way too many times. In Ninja Turtles, we're never gonna get a situation where there is less than 4 turtles. We'll always get, no matter what, we'll always get 4 turtles. Now, the resolution with this character, when he actually returns, is actually really fun, especially who the character is, and he actually gets these brand new powers, and that just makes the fight between him and Neutralizer really fun and exciting to actually watch. Now, Neutralizer, going back into him, he gets almost to a point where he's like just too invincible, where we're just kind of wondering like how the turtles are gonna, and then the turtles actually, you know, then the turtles actually like discover he has a weakness, and the weakness is actually like water, and so they try to use that against him, and then they got to the point of they stopped. And there was that one point in the episode where they tried something else, like, because Donatello had like, you know, this kind of like ray gun kind of thing, and he mentions like, oh, I've adapted to that, but they never really got back to the water. It was almost maybe just for time or something like that. They probably had some parts like where they're like, oh, okay, he's immune to the water. Raphael, you're about to hit me.
That's so nasty. You should not be expected.
What? What is this? This is a tube in like red craft paper.
Because I want to make my rocket to be red.
I mean, how? Okay, if this is a rocket, how are you gonna fit inside?
I don't know how to make it. You get it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. I can review. Well, Raphael does his little craft thing and stabs the tube. So in the in-space arc, like mostly we had like, you know, the turtles with April and Casey and everything. Like I mentioned before, Casey's actually nowhere seen or mentioned in this episode. we actually get a strong presence of Karai, which is actually kind of nice because Karai like never fought against these enemies before, since the whole first arc. She wasn't really a part of that. Now with Karai, we don't really see any of her mutant powers. They kind of like play her more off as a human, which it's kind of like I can understand like where they're going for it. I kind of wish they'd put more of a differentiation between the Krang and the Utroms. As an outsider looking in, it's kind of hard to differentiate between the two. In fact, there's no Krang in this episode. Now we see like the round table and everything. Like the chess pieces. They all return. Rook, Queen, especially Bishop. Bishop has a strong role into this special. Like, in fact, like when they first see the Salamandrians, Bishop almost kind of attacks them, and then it was like, oh wait, no, they're good guys. Remember, we helped each other, and he was like, you're right, we're cool now. And that's just kind of how they resolve that part. The other thing I'll say, so the Krang, they kind of based, if you remember when they talked about the whole Utroms and everything, the robot disguises off of Bishop. Now, in the beginning, when we see the Utroms, who are, they actually go and like make a point to say that they are Utroms, they look like Bishop, or I should say, Bishop without the sunglasses, which is pretty much the Krang. And Raphael is flying. How'd you get that to work, Raphael?
In the engine, which does not okay, works good, but it's not going up enough.
Is that going up enough?
I have to work it.
Yeah, good luck on that. As I was saying, the Utroms, they kind of look like they look like the models of Bishop. It's something very nitpicky, like, but it is something that they kind of miss. I will say the violence between the Utroms, it gets pretty violent, and you can tell they took the liberties because of their exoskeletons are robots, and they can do a lot of things they'll get past the sensors to keep it that Y7 rating, and they go and like push it to that limit as like we see dismantlements, we see like beheadings. I mean, at one point actually Neutralizer had one of the Krangs like inside his mouth. He never actually like eats it completely, but it gets into that point. Now, it's actually funny because almost there's so many scenes where we see like Bishop's body gets destroyed on Earth. He goes back into Dimension X. He has this like backup body ready to go. Not only does he have a backup body, he has like backup sunglasses. In fact, like at any point, like the sunglasses like gets whipped off his face or destroyed, he just goes and just goes like choo, and then just puts back on another pair of sunglasses. It's almost like comedic at a point where it's almost like, wow, where is he finding all these sunglasses? Now I know there's some fans of you out there. I read the comics. I know how many of you people love the whole Raphael and Mona Lisa relationship, and I will say this episode will not disappoint in that relationship. In fact, at the end is pretty much the way you actually want this episode to end, especially for them, and it is really satisfying, especially knowing that this is the final season, and we see that things are looking bright for the relationship between Raphael and Mona Lisa, which is actually really good. But didn't you like that, Raphael?
Yes, I really like that happy.
So Raphael, did you really enjoy this episode?
I really enjoyed this episode, especially. And did you like my plan?
Yeah, your plan was actually really good. I really enjoyed that little scene right there.
Yes, and I think Mona Lisa will come back.
Yes, yes. Hopefully, we will see her again in future episodes for the season. It really depends on how things go. Obviously, this episode had like no references to the past story arc with Kavaxis. That doesn't mean that we won't have episodes that will take place after this, and maybe at the end, everything in every storyline like just kind of comes together for the finale. Well, we just have to sit and find out. You know what? All right. No more rockets. Just call her like a normal person. All right.
Okay.
Okay. And then when she wants to come see you, you guys can like do.
What is the code? Mona Lisa. Oh, she replied. I have to go.
All right. Let's go. All right. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys actually seen this episode and what do you guys think. And so far, every kind of like story arc we got in season 5, we've kind of got a way to actually watch it all in one sitting. Like, hopefully this trend will continue. I know from the ads from Nickelodeon, I already know what the next story arc is going to be, and I cannot wait for that. If you guys know what it is, you guys can comment below, and you can go with the hype as well. Hopefully they will do something like another special where we can see all those episodes together too.
This is my second plan. First, you have to subscribe here, and then you share from here, and then you like and comment here, and then we make the rocket together, and then you share here, and then we go and bring Mona Lisa, and then I will not bring Mona Lisa. Like and subscribe. Comment below.